All right, so let's fill in our ear. First thing I'm going to do, there's a couple things I want to do, is I want to create the possibility of this Y. So I'm going to use my insert edge loop tool and I'm going to create a divider down the middle. Let's just go into one mode. I need something to create the ridges, so two right there. Okay. Next up, I don't want all this complexity, so I'm going to use um, the target weld here, and I am going to bring some of this together. So I'm going to go into my vertex mode and now snap and snap. And with that done, I can take that edge, double click on this, double click on that, and delete. Okay, so that makes it a little bit simpler. All right, with that done, I'm going to take this edge now, and I need to actually um, push that down. So I'm going to go in here and just push it down and then go into vertex mode and push it down a little bit further there, that one. Okay, and perhaps just make a little bit more of a quad there with that. Okay, not quite done here. We're going to take this actually and move it up. Same thing here, same thing here. So we're starting to match things up. And also, I am going to take this edge, and take this edge. And we are going to just bump it up a little bit. Okay. All right, with that done, I'm going to go into here and go into low poly mode and select or shift select those faces and extrude, and I'm going to bring it up. Okay, now having done that, I don't want these faces at the back, so I'm going to select that face, double click, and delete. The other thing that I want to start to play around with is here I want to flatten it out a little bit. So I'm going to just move those top ones and flatten it out. Same thing here, move it back a little bit, just flatten it out. That's just a beginning. Probably same thing here a little bit, same thing here. And certainly with these two, we're going to move those back a little bit, move them down. There we go. But having said that, we want to take all these four and push them in. And then this can also come down. All right. So this is just very general. I'm going to press 3 here. Okay. And it's just the beginning of the beginning in terms of filling this ear out. Okay, so we want to start to attach these. However, we want to create the possibility of dips. So I'm going to go back into one mode, and let's start to think about how we're going to attach this. Now, I'm going to shift select these two together. I'm going to delete history. I'm going to combine. Okay. And with that done, I'm going to start to attach. Now, we want to make sure that we are attaching to the correct here. So I'm going to use my target weld, and we are going to just drag that. Oh, that's not wanting to go. Let's just see. Nope, it's refusing. Let me see what I can do. Actually, let me bring this. It's not wanting to. Okay. Let me use my move tool and select this and hold down V and snap. And then I am going to merge the two. All right, let's use the target weld. Boom. Now, having done that, oh, we just want that point. Okay, having done that, I want to somewhat change this. I want to bring that up and certainly bring that up and maybe Bring it down, and let's go into this. Actually, let's select that and push that out just a little bit. Okay, and now that we've got this, let's make this a little bit more gradual. There we go. Okay. All right, and let's just push that a little bit. Okay, just marking that out. Terrific. With that done, let's go in here to my side view and just check what we want to attach here. I definitely want to attach this to there. Okay, so I'm going to use my target weld again, and here I'm going to snap to there. Oh, click away, make sure I don't have anything. There we go. And there we go. Okay, and so there's a little bit of a bump there. That's fine. Just bring that up a little bit and bring that up. Okay. All right, and let's see what we have now. If I press 3, okay, starting to have some nice shape here. Now I want to sort of close this off. So I'm going to go back into one mode, and here what's important to understand is when I go into this side view is that I can't just do one face, because if I push that face down, it's going to pull the edges down and everything like that. So I need a division here. So this is where the bridge tool is going to come handy. I'm going to shift select these two. I'm going to bring up my bridge options, and I'm going to do linear path, and I'm going to do just one division and apply. Great. And now I can select that edge, for instance, and use my move tool if I want to, and let's go into the perspective view, and maybe it's a question of just pushing that in a little bit more and pushing it sort of underneath. There we go. Okay, with that done, now we have this face. So let's go in here, and I can just select one edge that's going around, or double click it if I want to, and I can say fill hole. Okay, so let's take a look at this and see how we are going to split this up. We kind of want to mark out this area. So let's use our multi-cut tool, and this is where it can be really handy. So I'm going to just go in here, and I'm going to mark this out. Now, actually, hold on one sec. Let's take a look at this. We want to actually move some of this. Here we go. So I am moving that. Excuse me. I'm going to take this, move that. There we go. I'm going to take this, move that. Because this part, we've already sort of made it a little bit higher than the rest. So this is going to be good in terms of marking this out. Okay, so just careful there. I'm going to bring this up. There we go. Okay, that's what I want to do. Okay, same thing here. I'm going to start to sort of just mark this out. Sort of, yeah, it's got to match the ear that we have in front of us, but at the same time, if we need to make, you know, a few little alterations, that's okay. All right, great. So let's take a look at this, and let's now use the sculpt geometry tool. I mean, not sculpt geometry tool, but the multi-cut tool, and this can be really helpful. Let's take a look at this. I could. Let's do that. Let's do that. Let's do that. Let's do that. Perfect. All quads. Oop. All quads. Very nice. And now let's just move things around here. So I'm going to go in here and just kind of quad it out, as it were. Make it, even though they are all quads, I just kind of want to clean it up in terms of what those quads look like. And here I've marked out very nicely the hole for the ear. Okay. Great. Ridge. All right, so let's extrude this. So I'm going to select all 4 of these, actually all 5 of these faces. I'm going to hit extrude. Okay, I'm going to go into the local scale and just scale it down considerably. Okay, and then I'm going to go into perspective, click on the world, and just push that in ever so slightly, and maybe push it forward and a little bit in more. Okay, with that done, I'm going to now take all 3 of those and push them in a little bit more, and then 2, push that in. Okay. All right, so let's go to this view now. And we might be able to take those 3 and let's just hit G to extrude again. Gonna click on scale, scale it in, and push it in. Very nice. Actually, maybe not quite that far. We're gonna then take these 2 faces and we're gonna move them. Very nice. And then extrude one more time. Okay, and we can just push that in, and now we kind of want to scale it. Now it's kind of becoming pretty vertical there. I'm not too crazy about that, so I'm going into vertex mode, and I am scaling it in. Okay, same thing, maybe here and here. I'm going to just move that up and move that down just to make it a little bit rounder. Let's go into face mode, and I'm going to delete those faces. And maybe go into vertex mode and just round it out a little bit more. Okay, same thing here. Just gonna round it out a little bit more. So, okay, and I press 3. All right, this is looking great. Okay, so I'm gonna stop there and. All right, so let's continue filling out here. I'm gonna go into one mode. And what we notice is that we have this edge loop. So I'm going to just do this kind of piecemeal. So I'm going to go in here. I'm going to select edge, edge, edge. Okay. And edge, edge, edge. And I am going to apply. There we go. And with that done, I am actually going to use my target, well, go to vertex mode and snap that in there. All right. However, I need to be a little bit careful here. So I'm going to go into my side view and take a look at what we're looking at. Let's go into the move tool. Yeah, so this is not, I want to move that around. So this is good, but then this I want to move almost underneath it. Okay, so this goes here. This I want to move kind of underneath. There we go. Maybe not quite as much. This I sort of, again, just kind of putting it in the middle and creating the dip. Let me just go back in here. Yeah, so this needs to punch down. There we go. All right. Let's press 3 here. Okay, starting to shape up pretty nicely. Okay, go back to 1. All right, now, the only thing here is that this is really needs to, follow along here. So I'm going to, again, select this edge and shift select this edge and apply. And then I'm going to use my target weld and go to vertex mode and snap those two. All right, so that doesn't seem completely natural. Let's go in here and we need to push this underneath and then move this as well. And we're going to do the same here, push this underneath. And then we can move this out a little bit. Let's just take a look. Okay, so maybe bring this back a little bit. There we go. And actually might want to test it and press 3. There we go, kind of nice. Looking very nice. Let's go into vertex mode and just move that out. There we go. Okay. And we actually want to push that in. Okay, terrific. All right, so I am going to pause right there and we will finish filling this in the next demo.